Because, so, welcome to the garden edition of the evening class. So, I'm not sure what's going to be happening in September.
No,
I bet it's going to rain.
Yeah. Wow.
So, make sure you've stood correctly. You've got a good shoulder width gap between the knees, and you're drawing the toes in. And you're nice and relaxed. And we're getting. I don't think we could have fitted more than this anyway. Maybe one more in the naughty corner or something. That would have worked.
We might possibly get two there, but that's
We could get two. Yeah. Oh, it's so lovely having actual real bird song in the.
Yeah, it's nice.
So you want to turn your waist,
not your knees.
but not your knees. So avoid turning the knees. You want your knees to remain still-ish. I mean, they'll be going forwards and back a bit, but you want to avoid any lateral movement with the knees. Just let me show you that from the side view. So like this. We're going like that. And we're breathing.
It's like relaxing, isn't it?
So yeah, I had a very interesting time at Ely Folk Festival. I went to a Tai Chi class and a yoga class, so that was good.
Oh,
I got
wow.
very useful things from both of them, so that was handy.
Did you admit who you were when you went? Or did you go in?
No, well, I mean, the Tai Chi guy knew me already, but then, you know, it's fine. And I've done my friend Sally Yoga that does the yoga. I've done a bit of her yoga, so I wasn't a complete novice, but I wasn't, you know, there were some very bendy people in that room. It's very good. So what's the alignment of your knees? So yeah, we've got just avoid moving the knees laterally. So what you want to do is you want to get on your imaginary seat. So you want your knees in line with the toes, and you're sinking and sitting down. And you're turning in the waist. You're turning in the waist. You turn the waist, but you want to sink your hips.
You press record.
Yeah, I'll press record. Thanks for the reminding. I often forget, don't I? So,
I want to do that on the Wednesday
well,
lecture.
Ely Folk Festival was wonderful. It was really, really good. So. Somewhat exhausting, but so it's really good. So we want to be nice and tall and sink down. Feel the ground under your feet. So you want to use your waist to move the arms. Use your waist to move the arms. Breathing in, breathing out. Sink the hips. Sink the hips. It's cooled off a bit, hasn't it, compared with this afternoon at Barton?
It's nice though.
It's much better. It's not been so bad. It's been a bit cooler. It was I mean, it was hot at the folk festival, but it wasn't unbearably hot.
No.
Yeah.
So I was quite pleased about that. So you want to keep your weight in both feet. So its weight is 50-50. And you're turning your waist to be nice and relaxed. Breathing in and out. So yeah, just to let you know, Darren and the online people, I'm taking my holiday earlier than normal, so it will be the last 2 weeks of August and the first week of September, because I've got a retreat, and so that won't really be a holiday. That's like work, like a busman's holiday, isn't it? They call it a busman. Is that right? A busman's holiday, when, like,
If you go on holiday,
if I've been on holiday
already,
and then I spend the entire holiday doing Tai Chi, that's a busman's holiday.
It's when people who drive buses go on a bus trip for the holiday.
Yeah. Oh, is that where that came from?
Yeah,
Oh.
because back in the Victorian days when we went to the seaside on our bank holidays, that's all we did, wasn't it? We had one day off.
Yeah.
Our
Gosh.
works due.
Yes.
I'd have loved it.
Or used to pile onto the coach.
I'd have loved it.
So
And
is
then
that
pile
like a
bottles
work?
of beer in the...
We didn't have that many holidays, so each factory had a day that was their holiday. And they all left, so they didn't leave people like left behind with doing everyone else's job.
Everyone left.
Just
Yeah,
everyone
they
left.
closed down.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, what a
To
good
be-
idea.
To be fair, they did bring in a maintenance crew that would actually strip down all the machines and give them a really good clean and oil, but that was a different crew. So all
They'd
the
had their
work.
holiday somewhere else before.
Yeah, they had
Okay.
their own with another day,
Yeah.
another day long. Yeah.
So keep turning. I'll just turn round so you can see it from the back. So
I think I'd have loved
you
it.
want to be really specific about what your feet and legs do. And you're sinking your hips. Now the grass is a bit lumpy, but that's okay because it just gives you a different surface to work on. So it's not like when we're normally in the hall, it's all nice and flat, but you can do Tai Chi anywhere. You can do it up a hill. I've done, when I was in Sheffield at a Tai Chi retreat, we basically spent the entire weekend doing Tai Chi on this slope, and you just get on with it. You know, you just go, okay, I'm on the slope, and you adapt to your terrain. That's much better. We'll come back to that. So we'll be punctuating the class with little loosening breaks, just because rather than try and do it all, you can, if you're practicing at home, I was asking Mike about this the other week, and he recommends, if you're practicing this at home, yeah, well, let's bounce while I'm waffling. If you're practicing the first loosening at home, he recommends do it for a minimum of 20 minutes.
Wow.
That's what he does. He'll do 20 minutes of just that one exercise for 20 minutes, and then by the time he's got to the end of the 20 minutes, he's completely relaxed, he can feel everything, and it feels really good. But there's other approaches to that. You can maybe do it for 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and stop for a bit, do something else, and come back and do another 5 or 10 minutes, and then But there's something quite nice about doing one move, just that. We did a thing with Eva, just the feet exercises where you do the feet, and we did it for a whole hour, but this was part of a whole day. And we did break for tea, so that was a good thing. A whole day, and it felt really good. Less to worry about then.
Well, that exercise is very good for the spare time.
Which one? That one. Is it?
Well,
Okay.
you're moving your waist.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it probably gently tones up your muscles a bit or something.
Yeah.
So that's good. So we're doing the bounce, and we're let go in the lower back, and we're still sinking our hips.
Yeah.
It's delightful.
I think we're all right.
I think we're all right, but it's a bit.
We'll ask the owl.
Last week,
The owl move.
we all had to go into the kitchen and dry off because we got a damper, and there was this bee that was sheltering on Nicola's house. It was all kind of huddled up, and then the sun came out, and then it buzzed
So it
off.
went.
So it was very sensible bee. Yeah, we had to
My
rescue
garden big
a
enough for a beehive, but I've
third
got
of a
beehive.
spider from the sink in Reach Hall this morning. Poor thing. I mean, it was pretty. It was messed up really. So I popped it outside so the other animals could, but at least it was out in the sunshine before it went. I thought, oh, you poor thing. So there we are. So we're just going up and down, and then we're going to do this. We've got a hurricane.
Ooh. Don't say that. Oh yeah. She's swinging.
Well, owl
It's an
weather
owl,
vane.
yeah.
She's
You
got
like
an
owls?
owl weather vane.
Yeah,
That's nice.
I like an owl, don't they?
From the west.
You can't make up where the wind's coming from now.
So we're just shaking, and then we go out to the sides, 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 stretch up, lovely stretch and then release. Ah, nice. So with this one, what I do is I make sure I've got nothing in my pockets, because the problem is if I have something in my pockets and it's sharp, and you do that, it's like ow. So you watch, don't make that mistake. I did. It wasn't much fun. So we just shake, start from low, just get the length first, and then you
Quite hard.
it's hard to keep the shake going through the body. They got a lot of that. Yeah, it makes you do that, doesn't
Sound effects.
it? And stretch.
Oh.
And okay.
It's quite hard, actually.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking, because it will save you having to turn your head. If you face what I'm doing, that might be better for your neck. Because I was just thinking, it's a bit of a slope, but that's okay. That side's a bit less slopey.
Oh no.
That side, yeah, I can maybe come forwards a bit, or would that work? Would that work? Is that a bit less slopey? We're on a bit of a slope. I mean, I'm on a tiny bit of a slope, so it's all fine.
I think
It's
you're
all
there,
fine, I
you're
think. Yeah, because back there it goes down a bit, doesn't
Yeah.
it? In the yeah.
Oh.
Okay. No. Oh yeah. Let's just do this.
Where it was nice and low.
Let's
when
just
I lost
go-
it again now.
We're just gonna do the. Is that tennis tournament thing still on?
Wimbledon.
Yeah,
Is
It's
it?
going another week. Yeah.
Okay. Have any of the British players, were they all out now?
Haven't a clue.
Haven't
I haven't really
okay.
been watching. I don't even know. When I turn it on, I've no idea who's there.
So we're just going down. Go down.
I know Andy Murray's out, that's all.
Yeah, well he's quite old tennis player, isn't he?
I think he did a bit allowed to carry on the night before he might have won, because he was leading when they stopped.
Yeah, maybe when he slept and then maybe the aches started kicking in or something the next day. So we just go like this, raise the hands up. That's alright, it's just your arm. And then you go down to sink down and the arms follow. And then you come up in the middle. Down, so let the arms, really let them drop, let them go. Really let go. And it's all in the legs, so you come up and then the arms follow the movement in the hips, which is going up. Softening in the knees, still keep your knees slightly soft. And then as you go down, you open the hands, that's lovely. Now, I was particularly impressed by the yoga teacher. She was so clear. It was very good.
Hotter at shoulder height. Yeah,
Sorry, what was that?
it's warmer up there.
Yeah. How strange. It's like being at the Barton Village Hall in the winter. In the winter it's cold
That's
down,
the floor.
and then once you come up about shoulder height, the air's warm. Have you been there when it's been like that?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
Not when it was really cold.
So watch the alignment of your knees, or just pay attention to the. By watch, I mean use your proprioception and your kinesthetic awareness to check that your knees are in line. Sink the hips.
Do you mind stopping swearing and use some English words?
Sorry?
Stop swearing and use English words. Kinesthetic awareness.
Kinesthetic awareness. Well, look it up. Kinesthetic. That's the name of what you're doing. There isn't a simpler word of explaining
Do it,
that.
feel it.
Well, kinesthetic refers to movement.
Yeah, but you're
feel
using, you're feeling the correct. You're using your sensory awareness to feel that you're doing the right things rather than looking with your eyes.
Right.
And that's to do with the kinesthetic awareness, it's called.
Isn't it like body mind or something?
It's like a body-mind kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. You get kinesthetic learners. You get
Yeah,
learners
you get
by watching a
VAK,
book
wasn't
and
it? Visual,
reading.
all, and
Right.
when I
Kinesthetic.
done my teacher training, that's right, kinesthetic learners, yeah.
So the kinesthetic ones learn
They're the
by
ones
doing.
learn by moving.
Yeah,
They learn by moving and doing.
Yeah.
And then the
Okay.
visual ones learn by looking, and the oral ones learn by listening.
Listening,
But
yeah.
actually, I think most people are a mix of all three.
Yeah,
I don't
must
think
be.
you've got one that will predominate,
Yes.
and that's the one that you do the most. But I think you're best off developing all ways of learning: looking, listening, and moving to learn. So you're you're using your movement awareness to check that you've done it, that you're in the right place. There you go. That's the best I can do.
And
Yeah,
then
here
songs
ends
by
the
actually
lesson.
listening and singing.
Yeah.
Ends the lesson of today.
And then you come up like this, and open the chest. And now with this butt, we want to sink the hips so that shoulders sink down. Very noisy. It sounds like a goldfinch, but it sounds like a goldfinch doing an impression of a wren.
No. Which
Very-
is the one that mimics?
Well, they kind of mimic. I think
Yeah.
some of them mimic. I know blackbirds can sometimes mimic things that they hear. It's quite nice doing the slow-mo loosening. So when you come up, have a little bit of softness still in your knee joints. Keep a little bit of softness in the knee joints so they're not fully straight, they're relaxed. That's it. And sink and feel like, yeah, that's it. Brilliant. Okay. We're going to split up the Master Chung's loosening exercise number 1 into the legs and the arms. And then, is there anything, because we've only got a couple of,
I quite like the quite tough ones on the hip.
you want to do the weight shifting? Okay, yeah, we can do some weight
That's
shifting.
all right on the funny leg.
We'll do some weight shifting here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lovely, isn't it?
it's lovely, this place,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's
Yeah.
not quite as quiet as Reach.
Yeah.
Reach Village Hall really is something quite special, I think. I'm very glad we had 9 people there this morning.
Wow.
9 people at Reach. So the move has definitely done something to getting people, attracting people to the class. So I'm pleased about that. So we're just
Is that
transferring.
where we're going in September? Or?
No, we're going to Burwell.
It is
Yeah,
Burwell.
the sports centre, the very noisy sports centre. They said they're going to put the curtain across so we don't get whacked by the shuttlecocks, which I think is very kind of them.
Well, we might
So
get
we're
more
sinking to
interest
that
by
leg.
people looking.
And then it would give you some, it would help your awareness, wouldn't it, if you're having to avoid a shuttlecock.
It's like golf and not a tennis ball.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad it's not tennis, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd hurt.
Volleyball.
I watched a little bit of the tennis match things. I didn't really understand what was going on at the dementia place where I work, and we were all watching it, and I said, right, what's going on? And they go, dunno. It's really funny. I said, don't you know what's going on? No.
No.
And then one of them went, well, he's grunting a lot. You're right, he is grunting a lot, and that was pretty much,
Oh,
that's
look
my
at
level of tennis understanding. That one's grunting a lot.
Oh dear.
I don't like that one's Alice band, you know, stuff like that, you know,
They shouldn't
completely
make
naked.
noises. It's really.
So you want the knee joint in line with the toes.
I don't mind Wimbledon actually because it's
kind
on
of
all
civilised.
channels and I get an awful lot done because I turn it off.
Yeah, you just switch it off and don't pay any attention. But yeah, I just watch little bits just to see, because I like watching the shapes and the movements. That's quite interesting to me.
All right.
But that's all. I don't care who's winning, really. I don't really understand what, you know, but the shapes that they make and the really good biomechanics, fantastic.
Oh yeah, they're as fit
They've
as
done
anything.
they've done a
Really.
lot of study on how the body works.
Oh yeah, they really.
Really good.
are
It's
absolutely
kind of
excellent.
akin to when you're doing weapons work, it seems, except
Yeah. You've got a racket in your hand and not
when you've got a
sword.
racket, you
Yeah.
know, there'd be, yeah. So I do want to resurrect doing broadsword just because it's so good. I'd like to do some of the rolling pin, Tai Chi Bang, the Tai Chi ruler exercise, because they're very good for strengthening. But you can either spend 25, 30 plus pound on a Tai Chi ruler, or you can go to the supermarket and get a rolling pin for like £2 to £3. You know, and it pretty
Chop off
much
the
does the
ends.
same thing. You know,
Wow.
although my friend's a wood turner, and I might see if I can get him to make some Tai Chi swords, get him a bit of money,
Take pre-orders.
custom made. I think
Yeah.
that's
That'd
quite
be
good.
nice, wouldn't it?
Okay,
I haven't seen my sword for a very long time.
see if you get your mum to dig it up, but it will be a while before we use it, and it might be worth having a broadsword course. I might do it as a course,
Yeah, but
like a
Saturday
short-term
specials.
thing, like maybe do an 8-week or an 8-week course in broadsword, and then if people are interested in carrying on, but what I'll do, it will have to be from January, I think, just to see if anyone's interested, and then I've got to work out what day, because the problem is I've not got much space these days.
That's the thing, isn't it? Unless you just record it on the telly, but you've got to be there, really, haven't you?
You've got to be there, because the problem is, I mean, I did think about that, and should I just do a course and do an online broadsword course that people pay for? So just like this, and I'll just show you from the side. So we're going like this, and like that. So you just want to be very aware of how you are moving. So by paying attention, that's the trick, how to pay attention. So you're listening to your body, you're feeling what's going on, and you're also aware of what you can sense. So we've got a lot of bird song, we've got some wind, we've got your car, and just being aware of everything as you're doing it. It's cultivating this total awareness inside and out, basically. It's quite tricky. That's where the mindfulness comes in. The mindfulness. That's lovely. Okay, and then we'll go a bit quicker for the.
Yeah, it's past.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, no.
Gosh.
You can bring your broadsword and see if we
Do you
can
know,
make
these loosening exercises, I think they're brilliant. I really like them. I get a lot out of doing them myself. So I practice. All the things that I teach are things that I try and work on myself. I mean, I won't do all of them every day, but I do the one that at the beginning. That is a kind of, that's like one of my go-to exercises, and then the others I'll do depending on the time, because I just did half hour today. Trying to do an hour again, at least minimum, I think, because I've been given so much stuff to work on by my teacher. So what you want to do when you go down, it's like the bounce. It's like the bounce. So you want to like that, and avoid any extra movements. Avoid movements you don't need. That's what we're doing. I'm trying out a kind of style of teaching where I don't show someone where they've gone wrong.
Oh, it never works, does it?
But
No,
I'll
people
show
don't
them
like
what
that.
to do.
Yeah, people don't like that.
Yeah.
No.
Because I think if you show someone what they're supposed to be doing, if I show someone what they're supposed to be doing and then they're still not doing it, then I'll say, actually, you're doing this, but this is what I want would like you to do, but I emphasise the thing you're supposed to be doing,
Not
and
the run
it's
that-
just a less painful way of learning, I've found,
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
because the other thing, I'm conjecturing here, I might be wrong, but if you show someone where they've gone wrong, then they'll remember that and keep doing it, maybe.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
then
they'll
you're
concentrate
emphasising
on
it.
the
If you
wrong
go, no,
bit.
it's like that. It's like if, and then,
If you say something like, you're almost there.
yeah,
Try
because the
it
thing
this
is, the
way,
movement is in there.
Yeah.
This is where, be very generous with your waist movements. So the waist turning, except we're just directing the arms back and forward, and you want to really let go in the shoulder joint, and you're doing, if we go, actually let's go back to bounce, because the more I do bounce, the more I realise it's a useful one for some of the loosening exercises. Try a bit slower. Dum, 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 dum. Oh, very nice, very good. And it merges your legs after a while. If you did it, yes, yeah, you could do it to the arches. So that's the rhythm. Sorry, just because that was the rhythm we were going at, and it's the one. It's the one that you use for CPR sometimes, or Nelly the elephant. It's Nelly the elephant. Packed and trump. Yeah, that was another dum bum. Off she went with a trumpety trump, 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 trump. Diddly did. That works. Or staying alive.
That's a bit of a bad one.
Yeah, that's not a good one
Yeah.
to do when you're doing CPR on
For
someone.
real,
But if
no.
you remember the rhythm, then it's kind of okay, you know. So yeah, I do love doing my first aid training. It's good fun. Okay, now when you do that, see that oh, that's working a bit better, isn't it? You've got that. There you go. Oh dear. Things you have to do to get people to move. It's, yeah, the Tai Chi comedy hour. Anyway, so now we do. Oh, this is the one way. It's like you've got a pulse in each foot,
Oh, wow, okay.
and then you.
Oh, God.
This is Ever's one. I like this one. It makes me.
It's a bit different, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, crikey.
It's quite swingy.
Blue, I want to be like you.
I want to talk like you, walk like you. It's true. You say it's true.
A
And
little
they
late
look
like
like me. You can tell it's getting near my holiday. Human too. So with that, let's get into monkey pose, and we'll do it in monkey pose. So this is one of Eva Kaskuba's ones, and you've got to cultivate this softness in the body, but a springiness. So it's not completely soft, so you kind of melt onto the floor in a puddle. It's soft, but with a bit of sharpness in. You know, outside the softness of cotton, inside the temper of steel. I don't like Mike's green background for his Tai Chi classes. Have you seen his online classes?
No.
They're all green at the back.
Oh.
And I'm like, ugh.
He's using green screen.
Or just a
A green,
Plank of
I
wood.
think he's using green sheets at the back behind. But
To be fair, you've got green today.
I've got white one that I use on the Tai Chi Fitness on a Friday when I'm in that London. And that seems to work the best, having the white.
Yeah.
You can see me. Easier. That's it. Brilliant. Okay. There we go. And let's just let's go back to that one again. See if that feels different. I don't know. Does it feel different to you? Does it feel a bit easier? It feels a bit looser. I definitely feel looser. And this is the third time today I've taught this exercise. So it just goes to show how you just seize up again. I mean, I've been hoiking. I've been doing a lot of hoiking, lots and lots of drums and percussion things in wheelbarrows for the Ely Folk Festival, for the kids thing. I was doing the kids thing, and then sleeping in a tent is much fun.
That was intense.
It was intense, yeah. It was, there was a lot of noise because there's people like drinking at folk festivals, and get a bit leery and shouty at night, and then the babies cry. It's just too much. So yeah, you want to sink down. That's fantastic. We'll come back to that in a minute. So due to popular request, we're going to look at the weight shift, and we'll have a look at and what we'll do is we'll look at inspect the horse's mouth, roll back, ward off, and double-handed push as a way of exploring the weight shift. Otherwise, we'll just be
Not doing any
it'll
tiny
get a
process.
bit. Well, I mean, it was a bit character building this afternoon at Barton. We did hardly anything at all, but I felt good. It was brilliant, yeah. So you want to. Let's start again. So what we want to do is when you place your foot, place it intentionally. You intentionally place your feet in the correct spot. Heel toe. That's it. Good job. Yes. So, and Darren, don't forget to get yourself a nice brew of something after the class, because we all had a cup of tea, you see. Yeah, good job, mate. You did a...
We've already done ours.
We're seeing each other at Cambridge Folk Festival, me and Darren, so that's why I can't teach on the Monday and the Friday either side of that.
Right.
Because we'll be in a field. But that floats up, and that's sinking, so you sink. That's it. That's so much better. And eventually what you want to do is work towards getting. So you start off, when a lot of people when they start are more like to the side, but by turning the back foot in and turning the waist so that hips and shoulders are facing square on to where you're, that's what you want to try and get to for this particular exercise. For this particular exercise. And just let the arms. Greenfinch. That's a greenfinch for the viewers at home. That's the greenfinch. We had some sparrows earlier. We had a goldfinch. And, some blackbirds.
Cyclist.
And a crow. Cyclist, but car. So just use this as a. What I like to do in TV shows and radio shows is a bit of spotting what I can hear or see. I go, oh look, there's a, so I'll be going and I go, oh, that's a wren, or that's a, oh, I can hear something like that. It's very funny. It's a bit annoying for the people that are with me watching when I'm doing a commentary on all the birds I can hear, but hey, tough, It's like noticing what you're doing and sink the hips. So you want to sink, and the shoulders are nice and relaxed, and your muscles are all nice and soft. Just getting the basics. It might seem a little bit dull and boring, but actually if you get this right, then the rest of the form is perfect. And so it's better to take a bit of time getting yourself in the right, and you sink down there, and we're looking marvellous. So then you change. So when I was asking Mike about this particular exercise, he reckons you should be doing this 20 minutes. Completely well. 20 minutes. Do it for 20 minutes. But what? So what you want to do is you want to go forward and stay upright. There are some styles that do move like that, but for this particular style, we're staying upright. So we're just, and it's like your hips are gliding smoothly. So this is what Dan Hengst, was it Dan Hengst? Dan Hengst? I'll tell. He was from Netherlands, but he was from I don't know, some like Thailand or something like that. Or he did other things as well. I think he'd done a bit of Thai boxing, but he was also a Tai Chi guy, and he used to do this shopping trolley thing where you'd imagine you have a shopping trolley and you're pushing it. Because if you go up and down like that, you can't lift the shopping trolley, you push the shopping trolley.
Lawnmower.
Or lawnmower, yeah, lawnmower, yeah. Yeah, that would work, as long as it's not the one you're sitting in, but the lawnmower. Or, yeah, so that's what that is. And you sink forward, and you sink down, that's it, and your chin's tucked in, and your hips are sinking. Okay, because that really totally murders your legs, doesn't it?
Yeah, especially if you're over the hill.
Especially if you're up a hill. Oh my goodness! Have a little shake out. I know. Let's do the leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's better. Just to give our legs 8, and then out to the corner. Just a low kick. We're not trying to do 7, 8, and then we did. I had the pleasure of witnessing a late night gin-induced yoga performance. And we go that way. My friend Darren's a yoga teacher, and he was in the gin tent with his other friends that had all been to the nice yoga ladies yoga club, and then
So they decided to reproduce.
they decided, and then he was said, "Here, look what I can do." He went into a full splits that way, and then was like that, and went there, and then he did a full splits that way, and not just that. He crept his hands along and lowered his entire front on the ground. So he was that way and that way.
Everybody was
I'd
going.
probably break in half if I did that.
Well, yes, so would I.
I think most people would.
Most people would break in half unless you're made out of rubber, like my friend Darren. And then there was some women watching, and they were so impressed that they wanted to do it as well, because one of them did a bit of yoga. And then Darren and these people, and then a couple of other people joined it, had a bit of a yoga off. A gin-induced drunken yoga off. It was the most amazing thing I'd ever witnessed in my life. But
And the next day nobody could walk.
no, it was fine. I think the alcohol must have done something to relax them so much. They were extra bendy, or at least I hope they drank some water afterwards. But it was hilarious. So do get to Ely Folk Festival just for the drunken yoga exploits. I'd never seen anything like it. I've seen plenty of drunken Tai Chi, and people go, "Oh, look at this," and then, but drunken yoga is, and that's what helped inspire me to try it. The sober yoga the next day. So now we're going to sit back and we're going to turn. Yeah, Tai Chi. If we did this. This wouldn't be quite as exciting to look at for the spectators, saying, "Look how well I'm sinking my hips." But yeah, and then he brought his legs behind his head like that and sat down, and it was
just weird. Yeah.
I was like, okay. He goes, "Yeah, it's a yoga move you do." I said, "Is that advanced? That's advanced, isn't it? Surely." And he goes, "Yeah, very advanced." Oh, good. I said, "No way am I going to do that." But I was very impressed. He was.
Yes, he's been doing yoga from about 3 years old.
He's been doing yoga for probably over 30 years. I suspect 40. This guy. He was incredibly bendy. I like Stretch Armstrong or so. With
Armstrong Jones.
You get these toys and they just. It was like one of them. So it is good to do a bit of. Someone must be WhatsApping me. Don't worry about it. Change size and do that on the other side. It is good to do flexibility stuff and do a bit of stretching. I've got more into stretching because of the stuff I've been doing with Barry, and also the Savat people. They do a lot of stretching so they can do higher kicks. So you want to sink down and turn, sink forward and turn. You're going into the front. I've just remembered something from last Wednesday. This exercise that Mike does, what he's doing is he's pausing in the middle and then placing the foot and then doing it, rather than, he says it's not a lunge. It's not a lunge. It's a placing of the foot and then putting your weight into it. So it's a little bit, rather than flinging your leg out, you're placing the leg and then very kind of strategic. So we can just have a go at that one, just while I've remembered. So we've skipped a few stages, and we've got a slight. Oh, I've got a bit of a slope and a bit of a, not just a, it's slightly wonky. It's fine. It's all part of the fun.
You're digging out the roll in it.
Well, maybe our footwork will help make this garden more flat. You know, if you didn't.
We
But,
get 100 of us.
I did that forward and back shift that we did, just
Yeah.
moving our weight through the front foot and through the back foot. I did that with Eva. I did a private class with her a few years ago now, and I was saying I was having trouble with this knee coming in, and also my legs felt wobbly when I was using them. How am I going to get them stronger? And she goes, "Oh, I'll help sort that out." What a silly thing to say on my part, but there you go. And we did that weight shift exercise and variations on it for an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh.
So I could do it by the end of it, because she was talking me through it every time.
Well, not much else.
But not much else. But my Tai Chi felt great for at least 2 weeks after that.
Oh,
And my legs ached, but that's fine. It's just what you do. So you want to, the swinging and placing the leg, heel toe, and there's a little bit of a pause, just a little momentary pause in the middle. This is another useful bit of, I've only been doing this exercise for like 20 years or something, but it's like, we're doing this now, okay. Yeah. You just get on with it, and you just try, just getting
It's quite hard to get going.
It's hard to get going, yeah. So you just want to let the arm, if you go back to this exercise, and then go to this exercise, and then go to this exercise. So notice what's happening. Your arms are passive. You could even do it that way round. So what's happening with the legs when you're moving them? No, you're moving the arms by moving your that way. So connect through your legs. So when you're doing the stepping, you're swinging. The leg is like the arm swinging. Well, I've got another slope here. This is good. It's like finding the slopes. So, and then try it with the other foot. So work on this one. Okay. Right, so finally we get to do something. What time is it? 10 to 6. Oh, there you go. Inspect the horse's mouth. Roll back. So now we can move our waist. Turn to the front. Ward off, actually, I'll do it facing the front. And then double-handed push. That's it. Double-handed push. And then just hold the ball. We won't go into cat stance. We just inspect the horse's mouth. That's it. Roll back. I think this is as far as Mike's got in the improvers Tai Chi 24-step improvers class. He's gone right back to the beginning. And then once more with feeling, inspect the horse's mouth. Roll back.
Now that one I could do for 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's
Until
got a
it-
really nice lulling.
Until it
Or
went
wave
in.
hands like clouds. Let's try that. We'll do that 3 times on the other side. So just start in cat stance first. So we're nice and tall. I do like the. It's quite atmospheric, isn't it? With the wind and the birds and the
trees.
sparrows and the trees waving around in the wind. It's rather. I think we've got away with the RAIN,
yeah.
But
Yeah.
and we just turn to the front and we use that weight shift. That was very relevant. Have the hand more square on. That's it. So it's like a shield, like you're holding up a shield. Yeah. And then you like this and sink down, and then it comes from underneath. So you're like uprooting. So I've had this done on me. My friend Ferris, he's a Tai Chi friend of mine, or Tai Chi brother. He teaches up in Newcastle. He's an artist as well. He does these amazing drawings of birds that have got all curves and things in, and he's doing quite well, I hear. And then sink down, sink forward, and do another one. That's beautiful. So it makes its own rhythm. It makes its own rhythm. And really focus on the legs. Really focus. It's all in the legs. It's all in the legs. You want to relax the arms as much as possible, and it's all in the legs. So in context, what we've done the end of step back and repulse the monkey, and then we do it this side, and then we go like that. We go like that. I'm doing it faster than normal because I do it much slower than this when I'm practicing at home. And then but it's just so you can see what the context is. It's all in really focus on the legs and the waist really, rather than what the arms are doing so much. And that's the end of the, the first half. We're getting to the end of the first half. Let's go back to this again. Good. Yeah, I've been doing this because I'm trying to get better at this one, because what I want to do is by the time I want to get to Wednesday's intermediate class, I want to be able to get into class and sink there and look really cool, and I'll be like totally, sunken hips, and then he won't moan at me. So that's why it's good to practice.
You're joining Mike's intermediate?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, I'm assisting sometimes when I've got something worth, because he's got really into the meditating, and it's like being in a meditation class now when he's doing it, and
I'll be
it's
back next week.
wicked. Oh, that's great.
Is that in town, Cambridge?
Lichfield Road. I mean, you'd be very welcome.
But what day?
Wednesday nights.
Wednesday nights. I could do.
Yeah, it's 7:30 till 9, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then me and the other more advanced people, we do extra stuff 9 till 9:30. But usually it's something like this for an extra half an hour or something. But but advanced. And there we go. Okay, so let's look at part of the wild horse's main health exercise. So we'll take a slightly wider start. And what time is it now? Is it 6 yet?
5-2.
So, it's 6 minutes to. Really.
6 minutes to. Okay.
6 minutes. We can do a lot in 6 minutes.
Do a lot in 6 minutes. So we'll go like this. 1, and just let's hold each. Right, yeah. So you want to be in that leg more, and you want to sink your hips. So as you sink your hips, that's what gets the hand to come up a bit. And you're relaxing the shoulders and bring it across. And then you turn and hold the ball, and then you sink it across. Bring it across, hold the ball, and bring it across. So, and then we're in this leg now, and you're sinking your hips and relaxing all the muscles. So the muscles are soft, but there's this upward and supporting feeling in your bones. So the bones are like, think of the bones almost like they're rising, but obviously they're not, because you're standing on your feet. So that would be make you feel a bit sick, I should think. If you so. I'm not going to try flying my kite. I got given a kite by the kids area.
Yeah, you'll lose it.
They handmade these amazing kites made out of tissue paper and an old blind that was thin sticks that they used for the wood to hold it as a framework, and painted amazing pictures on it and get ribbons and things. They were fantastic. So a child would help make a kite with the artists, and then they'd run out of the tent with their kite, and it worked really well. So it's
I think you need a good open area and a good wind.
yeah,
But not too much, because you'll rip it
This would
apart.
be too much for a kite.
Yeah,
It'd
rip
be,
it
Yeah. And you don't really want it gusty either.
No. Have you seen those big parachutes they do?
But kite flying is a sort of, was a kind of national sport or pastime in Afghanistan, where half of my genes are from. So I've always had a bit of a soft spot for kites. So it's very nice. So you come across and then hold the ball. But when you do the part of the wild horse's mane, it's almost like the diagonal flying move. When you do the diagonal flying, except the angles are slightly different, but it's got that feeling of openness and there. When you're doing the health version, we'll compare and contrast. I know. Legs.
Yeah.
Certainly neither.
Oh dear, you're right.
And I wasn't.
You were in line though. Your
Yes,
knees
I
were
was.
really in line, so I don't know what's going on there. I think it's because of these slightly
Yeah.
we're so used to doing things on a flat surface.
You have to
Even
build
this
up.
isn't even that hilly,
No.
because we're in the fens. So now when we do part of the wild horse's mane, because again we looked at that last Wednesday. Now it's a lot more contained. It's a lot more contained. So that is much different than that. You see, so it's still the same move, but the emphasis is a bit different. So we just do a bit of part of the wild horse's mane practice. You step, and the other thing is you go this way, then you do the inside turn, and then the outside turn. Oh, Darren's vanished. Never mind.
Well, 3 minutes.
3 minutes. So there we go. So let's try. That's very good. That's much better, everyone. I think.
Should we do a funny walk with it?
We can do a funny walk.
Yeah.
Sorry. But what I'll do is let's go back to this one again. I'll just do that. I wonder what the bird's talking about. Maybe it's talking about what it saw on the telly or something. But anyway, so we're just having a political discussion.
Version of Birdie song.
I played, Lil, I played the birdie song to her parakeet, and it went like this. It really liked it, so at least that's somebody that likes that song. I did it on my mandolin. I did the birdie. I'd never seen anything. It was fantastic. It loved it. And I thought, so the birdie song was actually written for birdies. So obviously they must like it better. So anyway, enough of that. So I'll just show you from the side. So when you do part of the wild horse's mane, he was quite emphatic about it doing the inside, then you outside, and then you come forward. Oh, sorry, my feet aren't in shot. And we go like this. We go like this. And we're nice and tall. And we're breathing, and my arms aren't loose enough, hang on, let's get this, that's better, that's what I meant all along. So we're going to basically go for a nice leisurely walk, so if we all go that end, and we'll go for a walk,
It's 6 o'clock.
and it's 6 o'clock, and we'll just go for a walk, and then we'll close, and then
I'll
we'll,
run away.
and then you'll run away. Okay, so nice and tall. There we are, and we go, and there's a little bit of a slope, so try not to fall down the hill. And there we go. So inside and the outside, soft arms, turn the waist, sink the hips, feel the feet. So you place your foot, and then transfer the weight. Inside turn, and we're breathing. Outside turn. So the more I do Tai Chi, the more I just want to do the basics all the time. I not do anything too convoluted or complicated, because actually, if you get the basics right, sorry for the wobble there, I was on the slopey bit. This is good. How to walk to the shop. Go like this.
If you've got
No,
a day.
Well, I'll tell you what, I did a not Tai Chi, meditation day, and we do a thing called mindful walking, or walking meditation, and they said if you want you can go outside and try doing your mindful walking on the street. Let's come round in the circle, that'll do. I think we've come round in the circle, and we'll just go back to where we started, which was checking our posture, sinking the hip, softening the muscles, nice upward feeling in the bones, chin tucked in, and back to that one. And that feels even better, doesn't it? How interesting. And I did my mindful walking near the Sainsbury's in town, near the ADEC Theatre, the ADC Theatre, and that. There's a Sainsbury's, and you've got the church, the round church, yeah. And I was walking very, very slowly doing the mindful walking, which is a bit like the 2-part walking pattern when they do the walking meditation. Nobody noticed that I was walking very slowly. They're all in such a hurry. And so, you know. Bit like when they done that Joshua Bell thing and he was outside busking and everyone walked past this millionaire fiddle player. And only the children stayed to watch because they were the ones that were the most mindful. And the other person who stopped to watch, I heard Tara Brach talk, was a meditation teacher. She stopped to watch Joshua Bell play, her and a bunch of kids and nobody else. And they were paying, hundreds of pounds for the front row of the ticket that night. Yeah, amazing. So it's good if you slow down and pay attention, you notice more things. I think it's something to do with that. And then just watch it. That's much better alignment. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, much better. Just giving yourself enough time to get something. You might not get it right there and then, so you come back to it, and then it's more likely to work, rather than we've got to do this all right now. So that's why I'm doing periodic reviews of this exercise, which is very important. And in my practice, I started with this, then I stopped, did other things, and then I went back to it, and then by the end of my practice, I'm like, oh, this is how you're supposed to be doing it. It felt more like I was supposed to. So, explore and try it out at home, and that should work. So let's do. Very windy now.
Yeah. It's like a seaside now, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll have to.
It's kept us cool though, hasn't it?
How long do you reckon you'll
I'll
be?
go now.
Okay. When will you be back? How long?
About 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine because I think we'll all need to go to the loo, won't we?
Oh,
and then we
right,
go
I'll leave
around.
the door open then.
Yeah. It's all right. We'll hang around so the burglar doesn't come in, and then we'll just do this. Embrace the tiger, return to the mountain. So, with this one, you want to sink the shoulders again. So let's do this with sunk shoulders and soft arms. That's much better. Yeah, see, it's different. It's different. So I will continue exploring, not telling people where they've gone wrong, but showing them what to do. And see if it works, just as a experiment, because Eva doesn't really do that. She just tells you what to do, and it's a lot less disheartening. It's like, well, you didn't do that, you didn't do that, you didn't do that. I'm like, I don't want to know what I didn't do, I want to know what I'm supposed to be doing. So, yeah, I'll just show people what to do and then show them what to do again and then show them what to do again if they ain't quite got it, because then each time you show someone what to do they get it less wrong, so it's good.
Less
wrong, yeah.
That's a theory.
Well, no, it does work because yeah,
There was
one
one
of
lady in Mike's class who tried and tried to
And
show
it
her
just
what to
doesn't
do,
go.
but she still got it wrong.
that's okay.
Normal, isn't it?
Yeah,
Normal.
but it takes a certain amount of body awareness, and you need to have moved around enough. Bye, see you later. You need to have moved around enough to be able to know that you're doing it wrong yourself.
Yeah.
So she just hasn't done it long enough, or hasn't
No,
practiced
she
enough.
just went like that. So she was actually moving, using her arms to move her body.
Yeah, we're not using the legs to move the body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go back to that one again, just because. Like each time I return to it, it feels better, and it's quite. reassuring, isn't it? When you, rather than going, oh, that feels really rubbish now, it's kind of smooth, it's feels more connected. So I don't worry too much if someone doesn't get it and then I do it again and they still haven't got it, because they might get it in a few weeks. It's the repetition and just giving things a go. It doesn't matter. If you're giving it a go, then it doesn't matter if it's gone a bit wonky, because at least you're giving it. It's a bit like when you get people turn up to the folk club and they play a song and they completely mess it up and they've forgotten all the words and the chords are all wrong and they're out of tune. It doesn't matter, at least they showed up. I mean, showing up is a good thing, and don't knock it, you know, and the other stuff will come with time and practice, lots of practice. Right, now we go back to embrace the tiger and return to the mountain. Return to the mountain. I'm going to finish off my incredibly cold tea now. There we go. This was good.
I did manage to get rid of the protein in my drunk customer.
You got rid of the
Extra protein, fly in it.
Oh, yeah, you've got to watch out for the flies. They seem to really gravitate towards landing in tea and drowning in it. Seems a bit of a nasty thing to do to oneself, but it's a strange thing. Okay, so we just do one more. So soft in the arms. Solid feeling through the feet. Really feel those feet. Feel those feet. That's it. That's it. Oh, we just stand and just take in the atmosphere. Notice what you're sensing. You've got the weight 50-50. 50-50 weight. Tall through the spine. Sinking down. Really solid connection to the ground. Make a fist with the right hand. Left hand over the top. Bring your feet together and bow. Well, that was another great class with nothing much in it, but there you go. Well done. Fantastic.
I don't know.
Good job. There was quite a lot in it, but we didn't get that far. But yeah. So for the viewers at home, hope you enjoyed it, and keep practicing, and see you in the next class.